Just want to take the opportunity to show you around this car a little bit. We pulled it into the shop. Sorry, we're in the shop, so it's kind of loud. You can see the car live. Well, live as I'm doing it right now, but it shows incredibly well. As I mentioned to you, it came from a private collector at Vancouver. It was a broker in the middle that gave us the opportunity to buy the car. And the private collector bought it from the first original owner in Japan. And the car is a Club Sport Edition. That's defined by having the roll cage built in to the rear of the car by the factory. It's all color matched as well, which is very cool. When I read more about the Club Sport package, it said it also came with the full racing harnesses. This car doesn't have it. It could very likely, and it's probably possible that they were just removed because of the inconvenience of using them on the daily, which is fine. And to be fair, most people probably don't actually use them. This car, the rear glass is actually plexiglass, so lightweight. That's also, I think, a function of the Club Sport package as well. And you'll see the rear carbon fiber wing, and the paint's impeccable. It looks stunning. And I thought this was more of a golf racing type of orange, or a version of that, but I think it's just called orange, but it is unique to the RS. Inside the car, it shows perfectly. No obvious wear marks, no scratches on any of, or at least anything large on any of the door sills, or wear marks on the seats or anything like that. The Alcantara on the wheel still looks fresh and in good condition. And the car feels solid. I'll sit inside it for a second here and we'll turn it on. You can hear it. Clutch feels pretty stiff and heavy still, which is good and normal for this car. So like most RS cars, the motors tend to make some funny sounds. That's a normal thing, but starts without an issue at all. It seems to run very well. Has that typical RS whine to it as well. And yeah, everything seems pretty factory in here. There's nothing that's been played around with. It looks very true. It does come with a little flare down there for whatever reason. I don't know if that's just mandated in Japan, but you get a Japanese flare with the car, so that's fun. And leave that as is. We'll walk around the front and rear quickly, and then I'll put it up and you can see underneath it. Yeah, nothing to really be alarmed of here. Instead of English stickers, they're all in Japanese. So that's really the only difference. Typical, you get some of the equipment underneath here. And the battery report is good as per the inspection. Essentially everything looked good there for life. As for the motor, you can actually see some of the guts inside this car, unlike the new ones that are all covered by covers. Everything looks spotless, which is nice. Did do the rev report, and I'll send that to you after, but needless to say, this car hasn't seen much of anything. It's hardly been driven. Pretty special about this is the previous owner had it all blasted with dry ice, so it looks like it never was even driven a kilometer, and only 20,000 or just under that. But see, all the headers are perfectly clean, the other side of the motor and transmission, all the linkage for the suspension, and if you look inside there, you can see the inside of the brakes and the related components are just look brand new. It's pretty impressive, to say the least. All the ducts for the brake components, like all the plastic is perfect in here. All the boots and all the suspension components. Yeah, it's quite impressive, to say the least. To be collected and stared at and drooled at, or to be driven, it's a promising car. even if you look at all these covers, there's no nicks or dents or anything in them. It just looks absolutely perfect everywhere. I would say the only fault is on the front lip here, which is very normal. A few tiny little scratches. But at the end of the day, this can be removed and replaced. If it's really bad or it's cracked, not very difficult to take care of. The front end doesn't have paint protection film on. That's likely because it just wasn't really ever driven. And in Vancouver, it's not as common for people to put film in the cars. So if you wanted, we could do that, or you could arrange it done. Soon. I was going to show you some of the owner's manuals. So it has the whole binder full here. Now, because this was built for the Japanese market, it isn't Japanese, but I just wanted to point out that someone took the time and effort to document a fair amount of information. You can see Japanese writing in for some of the servicing. Furthermore, this is what we would normally write when the warranty first starts. So we have the stamp, the sticker from the vehicle when it was produced, and when it arrives at the dealership, you take that sticker out of there. And you can see inside the book here that there's just quite a bit that's actually been filled out by the dealer when it's paid for service. And further to that, there's loose papers that are specific to this car that illustrate other service details, or perhaps these are inspections that were done. I do have these scanned, and I can send them to you separately. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what they mean because I don't read Japanese, but if you know anyone that does, that would be a helpful tool. But yeah, there's a pile of paperwork here. You can see that clearly someone cared enough to have this all kept with the car and keep it all documented nicely. So we leave this inside the owner's manual book here, and everything else remains as a complete set.
Mm-hmm.